During his 5-day visit to Central America, the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has warned the Panamanian president over what Washington considers heavy Chinese influence over the Panama Canal. Panama has rejected the claim. Another key topic discussed was curbing illegal immigration. We spoke at length about the immigration problem, clearly recognizing that Panama is a transit. Panamanians are not about to emigrate to nowhere. We live here, we stay here. But what if it affects us? The meeting hopes to bring Panama and the US closer together economically and politically.
Today, it's one of our strongest economic partners, certainly in the hemisphere, and an important catalyst for so much trade and commerce that happens in the United States that affects and impacts so many people, both going out and coming in. And so it's a great place to come visit first.
Despite the positive outcome of the meeting, 200 people marched in Panama's capital, carrying Panamanian flags and shouting Marco Rubio out of Panama. Some burned a banner with images of Trump and the US Secretary of State. Rubio's trip will next take him to El Salvador, Costa Rica, Guatemala and the Dominican Republic. Hundreds of people have been killed in Goma following fierce fighting with the Rwanda-backed rebels who seized the city. Hospitals are full and are struggling to cope with the influx of injured civilians. Authorities confirmed 773 deaths, but this number is likely to rise. We are so overwhelmed, but we continue to work, and we hope that with the situation having calmed down a bit, maybe that it will help us to work, but our supplies will run out soon. We just don't have enough. Goma has long served as a hub for humanitarian aid in the troubled region, and millions are at risk due to a lack of food and medical supplies. Hospitals finding it hard to treat critical patients. In similar situations, we know that between 10 and 20% of cases are critical. These are complicated cases, and these are the cases that we are seeing. There are injuries to the skull, to the thorax. This is difficult to manage. The city's medical facilities are now at breaking point, with no end to the fighting in sight. The survival of many here hangs by a thread as the conflict continues to devastate the region.
Egyptian Foreign Minister Badel Abdelati stated that his country has a plan for the reconstruction of Gaza that does not involve displacing Palestinians from their land. Abdelati's remark on Sunday during a joint briefing indirectly addressed US President Donald Trump's proposal for Egypt and Jordan to accommodate Palestinians from Gaza in order to clean out the whole thing. We have a clear vision regarding the reconstruction of the Gaza Strip without this leading to the expulsion of any citizen from his land. We have a clear vision in this regard. Djibouti Foreign Minister Mahmoud Ali Yusuf supported the move. On the issue of Gaza, Djibouti supports Egypt's position and praises the role of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in the issue of establishing a ceasefire. As Minister Badel Abdelati said, the Arab position is clear. We see that the final solution to this issue will be the establishment of a Palestinian state alongside the state of Israel, living in security and peace alongside it. And this is an indispensable legitimate demand. All talk about deporting Palestinians is rejected in its entirety. A convoy of trucks was seen at the Rafah border crossing on Sunday morning as the ceasefire agreement between Hamas and Israel continued to strengthen. The Rafah border with Egypt reopened on Saturday to allow thousands of Palestinians in urgent need of medical assistance to cross.
On Sunday, an Italian Coast Guard rescued 130 migrants and refugees attempting to cross the Mediterranean Sea aboard an overcrowded fishing boat in poor conditions. The rescue operation took place 90 miles southeast of Isola di Capo Rizzuto in the province of Crotone. 2 Coast Guard patrol boats were deployed to reach the vessel, navigating through a challenging environment with strong winds and waves up to 4 meters, according to the Coast Guard. Once on scene, the crew transferred all passengers to safety. The 130 people, including 74 men, 27 women and 29 minors, were then brought to the port of Crotone, where they disembarked at 8 p.m. local time. Since the beginning of the year, 3,673 people have crossed the Mediterranean from North Africa to Italy.